Welcome to Royal Table Talk. My name is Latoya Conway Hampton, and I am your host. And today's RTT episode talks about fathers. Now, some of us have a close relationship with them, some of us don't know who they are, some of us call them our donor, some are upset, but we really want to celebrate fathers. I am a young lady who was raised predominantly by my father. And I have to say that a few of the qualities that my father provided for me made me the strong and powerful woman that I am today. And the thing that stands out the most for me is drive. My father was the type of guy who said, just keep doing it and don't stop until you're done. And I'm like, I can't do it. Figure out how. That drive has caused me to be as successful as I am in my life. Based on some of the things that I went through, I shouldn't be where I am today. But that drive that he poured in me is non-stop. Let's talk about the drive that comes from dads. When you have a father in your life that's connected, that's always doing something, that's always working, that's always inviting you to learn, it gives you a sense of drive as a young lady to be successful. And I have to say this, as a mother of nine, I was forced to do a lot of things that I didn't want to do in regards to repairing homes and cars and fixing stuff and painting and building and what tool is this and how do you fix that and look at that and tell me what was wrong. Growing up, I felt forced. I feel like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. What is that screwdriver? Is it a flathead? Is it a Phillips? And I was like, oh my God, this man is bonkers. But I must tell you, at 51 years old, it's not too much that I can't do. I work on my cars, I can build, I can paint, I can lay tile, I can build brick, I can do sprinklers. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on based on the drive that was instilled by my father. The quote that stands out the most to me is he would say often, why do I have to do this, Dad? Is what I would say. And his thing is, I don't want you to need a man. I want you to only want a man. And for him telling me that made so much sense. Because if he didn't pour into me that mustard seed of drive, I would not be able to do a lot of things that I could do that are non-traditional, which means most women don't do them, don't know how, don't care to. But I enjoy them. So he instilled that drive and told me, you don't need a man to work on your car. You get out there and you do it yourself. You don't need to pay people to paint your house. You get out there and do it yourself. You don't need people to lay plumbing. You get out there and you do it yourself. And so I have that mentality. Do it yourself. If you don't know how, GTS, Google that stuff. Google is amazing and you can get all of the information you need offline if you don't know how. So he instilled that drive in me. I just will not stop until I can get it done. Another thing that dad he provided for me was love with his words. He would often tell me in love and affection and affirming who I am, he would say, I'm so proud of you. You did a good job. I love you. And to hear that from your father is strengthening, right? I had that hole within because mama wasn't there. But my dad always made it his business to pour into me by, you did a good job. I'm proud of you. Look what you did. I knew you could do it. Those words was very important. It made me strong. The strong woman I like to say I am today came because of some of the things that my dad instilled. My goodness, discipline. Now, boy, my daddy was not a joke when it comes to disciplining. And I remember feeling like all he had to do was look at me with those brown eyes and he would do this strange thing like when I would get in trouble, he would bark like "Ruff," and just like, what is wrong with this guy? But it made me know, okay, you in trouble. He about to growl, some type of animal behavior. But that was what he would do. He would bark at you. Um, And another form of discipline that I loved, and discipline is not always getting a spanking. I had a sense of discipline. My father would whistle, and I don't care what I'm doing and where I am, I could hear that whistle, and I'll be home in the next 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how far I am from home. I was so disciplined to his whistle that as my children grew up, I used to whistle for them until I kind of grew out of it and kind of grew my own form of discipline when I need them to return home. And so that for me was really, it really worked. You know, sometimes you feel like only mothers discipline the kids. No, discipline is not always, again, as I just alluded to, it's not always consequences for behavior. It's just a form of keeping you in line and keeping you in order. And my dad was really good about that. I remember this one day, dad was gone and he came home. He's like, I need you to clean the dishes. So when he got home, of course, when you're young, you don't want to wash them. You half do them. You just throw them together, slap them up. And you don't know the importance of having clean dishes when you're young. And I remember when my father came home and he found a dish in the rack, a spoon in the rack, or a fork in a rack that wasn't clean, he would just dump everything in the sink. In those old days, that sink was very, very deep, and you had to he pour everything in there. You have to start over, and that was a form of discipline because I definitely stopped leaving and rushing through those dishes. Stopped leaving food on and rushing through cleaning those dishes because I did not want to have to wash all of the dishes all over again. So, protection. My dad was a motorcycle rider, and he was very small in stature but very muscular. My dad had muscles, right? And because we're Indian, you could see, he got that yellow red kind of look to him, but you'll see, his muscles. He got all this big chest and, little man, but again, in statue. And I just remember he got out of jail one time and he came to me and my mom and he just hugged us and just squeezed us and squeezed us tight, 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 tight. I felt so protected because he had been gone for a period of time and so much had happened to me. And so when I think of a time where my dad, I felt most protected by my father, it would be that day when he picked me up in his arms, had me on one side and my mother on the other side, and he just hugged us really tightly. I felt so secured and protected. And sometimes when dads are not there, the kids don't feel protected, especially us girls. It's like, I am a daddy's girl. Um, my dad is deceased, but I wanted to, he died 2017. And it's been a rough road. Definitely it has been. I miss him tremendously. But when I think about the big hugs, the undivided attention, rumor has it that I was the favorite, but I was not the favorite. I was the one that was around the most because when all of my siblings went home with their moms and my dad separated, my mother was out doing her thing, so I didn't have a mom to go to. They all did, and their mothers took them and they moved on. So I spent a lot of time with my dad, and it was just like me and my dad, me and my dad, me and my dad. And the one thing that I learned is I could not have made it without the love of my father. And so many young girls grow up looking for their fathers and their men because it's missing or that disconnect. You want a man to fill the father role for you or fill your father's role. That's a twofold conversation. And so I want to say to the women that are out there that are looking for a man to fill your father's void, no man could ever fill that. You can definitely choose the good qualities that your father have, and that's what you're looking for in your partner. However, there's no man that can ever fill the void that your father has in your life. And I want to say that I am amazing because I have a father who poured into me, who stopped living his wild lifestyle to come and take care of me because, again, mom wasn't able to care for me at that time. And so we just wanted to do a tribute to the importance of fathers. Dads are often left out, and the world wouldn't be here if there was no fathers. right? We need our fathers. Build a relationship with your father. If your father been out of your life for a long, long time, you feel like he's my donor, I don't want him around, I would really encourage you to revisit that. Give him a chance. Maybe because of the relationship that he and your mom had, that he felt like he couldn't reach out to you, but it's not necessarily the truth. As an adult, you are willing to go and make it happen. So, my name is Latoya Conway Hampton. I want you to know that fathers are most important. Don't forget your dad. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.